What we do through the little Vega press of Carlson Associates, we obtained our little destemmer, and we're moving a lot of whole berries. And what's nice about this destemmer is it really does get rid of most of your jack stems, so you're not looking at a tremendous amount of potential syringic acid and syringaldehyde components from these little jack stems and things. So, and we can dial it in just the way we want it. We pump it directly into the tank, which is only a few feet away because the destemmer is, very portable and very small in a little tiny winery. And then we fill tanks from the bottom up, so we're not splashing and aerating everything. The fruit that comes out, I mean, if you were to put it on a conveyor belt and look at it, it would look very much like little blueberries because the whole fruit is really intact. So we get a fair amount of, carbonic maceration and intercellular fermentation, which is what we want to help perhaps even tone up the forward fruit a little bit. I'm not trying to produce, I gotta hate the term, but fruit bomb type wines. I'm just trying to produce Cabernet that has enough forward fruit so that fruit will last as the aromatics diminish, as that fruit diminishes and the bouquet increases, that they'll balance out, so that at the end of 15, 20, 30, 25 years, 50 years maybe, if it's a great vintage, that the wine will still have enough stuffing in it to hold on to itself. And so, again, back to the basic formula, I think, is to do as little as possible. It's sort of like a doctor, I guess. First tenet is to do no harm, and I guess that's the same thing with being a winemaker. The first tenet is to take that fruit from the vineyard, take it in as fresh as possible, as early as possible, and process it as early as possible once it's been picked. We don't machine harvest, we don't do any mechanical harvesting. They've got some great mechanical harvesters today. I still don't believe that there's anything better out there than the hand-eye coordination of somebody picking, knowing what bunch looks good and what doesn't. We do a lot of triage in the vineyard. At this point, we don't have a sorting table and such because most of it's been sorted pretty clean in the vineyard. So when we get it, you look at the bunches, there's few, if any, defective bunches coming in. So that's really important. And I think once you get that and do the fermentation process, 7 to 10 days, that's about average. And so for us, just attention to that detail, but not trying to tweak, push too many buttons, turn too many knobs. Go forward into the future by stepping backwards a bit. Now, when we make a little Chardonnay this year, we will likely do a rough type of filtration at the end. The problem with unfiltered white wines and unfined white wines is that some people will buy them, but I've seen too many examples of them today, and most people don't like their white wines with kind of a milky substance in there. I mean, no matter how hard you start to settle it. Reds tend to settle better because of the tannin structure and tannin contents. They'll settle on their own for that longer period of time that they have in oak. So we'll spend 24 to 26 months in oak before we're ready to bottle, and we've racked the wine several times during that period of time. You don't do that generally with whites, and it's not unusual to spend anywhere from 9 to 14 months in oak, and that's about it for a Chardonnay, let's say. Because again, I don't want oak to be the dominant factor. I want oak to be the nuance and play a part in the whole structure. You don't go to a symphony to simply listen to the brass section or the strings. You go to the symphony to listen to the whole symphonic production. So you've got woodwinds, brass, strings, and percussion, and that all plays together. If one of them dominates, I mean, if that's what you like, if you want to hear the 1812 Overture, I suppose that's great, but if you're not looking for the canons to set everything off, then you need that balance, and that, to me, is the same thing when you're producing wines.